Wait. Good morning, people. Good morning, world. People, deluded. I'm back again. Apologies for being 3 minutes late. I can't lie. I had to make a smoothie, man. I need to learn to manage my time better. But it's better late than never, people. I hope everybody's doing well and safe. Please hit the like button on your way in and those sort of things there, people. People, deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Good morning to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night, people. I really appreciate the support you guys give me and everything else that comes with it, man. I mean, every day you lot are here, I appreciate it. I can see some of your, I don't know what's been going on, but I can see some of your messages on the live chat and some of them are not coming up on StreamYard. It's saying only 3 people are locked in on StreamYard, but it's telling me on YouTube there's 35. So I don't know what's going on, but please make sure you're hitting that like button regardless, people. Not a foggy clue what's going on with you guys there, and I don't know why it's trying to mash up the viewing experience for you guys, but I can still see what you're saying. Keep your questions and all of that sort of stuff filtering in, people. Yeah, man, you lot make this for what it is, man. A man said, Alfred said, thought you were punctual. All right, man, listen, I'm late. It is what it is. We have to live with it. Allow me, bro. We're here now. It's better late than never. It's better late than never. Like I said, so good. I got to say it twice, man. I'm good for it, man. All the work I put in. Come on, you can allow me. Half the time I say we're going to be here for an hour, and more time we're here for an hour and a half. So I'll make it back, man. Allow me, man. You lot onto me. I regret nothing. I can't lie to you. I regret nothing because the smoothie's bad. But you lot don't come here to watch me mash up smoothies and things like that. While they didn't confirm it, apparently it's going to be confirmed and announced today. So obviously in the event that is done, we're going to go into it. But shameless plug, I've got another live stream. I think it's scheduled for 3 p.m. UK time. Obviously, do the maths depending on where you lot are. It's actually pinned to the live message and things like that. Postman, we just said that. Calm down, man. Why so aggy? 5 minutes in, relax, brother, please. Now you got blocked for what, man? Calm it down, bro. Just calm it down. Apparently, it's expected to be announced today. Whether that actually happens is a different thing, people. But as I said, whoa, what's going on there? Ain't this it? Something's really booky going on right now, people. I can't lie to you. I think I've actually started the wrong live stream. Let me actually check what's going on. I've done a mazza in that regard. Right, yeah. Have I? Yeah, I'm actually in the wrong live stream, people. So we're gonna schedule the other one for 3 p.m. still. Hey, this is why you should always look at what you're doing. Wow, mamma mia, we made an error there. Didn't see that coming, but it can happen. I mean, it's saying it's already live. It is where it is. It is where it is. Man said singing as well, bro. That's how you know I've had an early morning, bro. Look at it there. It says singing, people. Signing, my word. This is why you should always do it the night before and things like that, and not do it when you're half asleep. Apologies, people, man. Let me actually quickly just swap everything around, really and truly, guys. Looking a bit mad in that regards. Let's go with that. Let's get rid of that. Oh shit. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. We're gonna get into everything in a second. I promise you. Let's grab that. Oh, in fact, let's not do that. Apologies, people, man. It is what it is. Let me just do a copy and paste job. It's literally all I have to do is just change the titles of both of these vids, isn't it? The one that was meant to be for later, that we're doing now. We need to swap it around. So swap. Let me put swap. And then this one. Take this one in right now. So yes, swap them around, slap that in there. Shout out to the Twitch gang as well, because it's going to confuse you because I've got to change the titles there as well. My word. It happens, man. It happens. But we go again. So that one's been switched up. This one's about to be switched up. Take that one out of there. Hey, big up everyone that's persisting with this, man. I see one comment on my YouTube yesterday. It's like, I like when there's difficulties because it shows an element of realness. Can't say I feel the same way, but fair play. It is what it is. Let me. So that one's already happened. Oh gosh, I've gone on to Bad's Guide or to Google and that. It's not helping me. So yeah, they've confirmed that. Let's put that to 310. Pull it back. Put everything back how it was, man. And obviously switch up the pictures and that. Oh yeah, that's that. And now I can be with you lot people in. Let me type in JPEG. Where is it? There you have it. All right, we're back now, folks. We're back. Everything seems to be cushy again. Everything's cushy again, man. We've made the necessary changes. Big up the 94 people locked in. Let's go, man. Let's go. A man said, I've been in the next stream thinking it was this one. Just wondering where you at, bro. Apologies, man. Rare bad game. After concreting. I've got both streams open. It happens, man. It happens. But you know, it could be better, it could be worse. You know, thank you for all being understanding and all of those sort of things. Rescheduled it. So yeah, man. All you got to do is make sure you've got the streams open. We'll go again at 3 p.m. Obviously, the 3 p.m. one was meant to be with seeing Arsenal officially confirm this in mind, because I remember when Tavares signed for us, just before I was about to go live, I had to make a new thumbnail, change the title and things because we did it. So I hope they sign in. When you look at a lot of the info that's being drip fed to Arsenal fans, I think it's done, but it's not going to be done. I don't think we're going to see the pictures and all of those sort of things. I have to remember he's had to lock himself down in law with COVID rules and things like that. But yeah, man, let's get into this Lokonga business. Before that, I've been quite rude and it's been quite mad. So yeah, morning, Mario. I hope you're good. T, I hope you're good. We're going to be speaking about Lokonga, man. Lateness is greatness. I appreciate that. Jaden, make sure you hit the like button. Appreciate you, K. Hey, man, this is why I love the nation, man. This is why I love the nation. Vincent even just helped a man out again. Love for that. Even though I clocked that one myself. Nice to see you lot got my back. A man said, this is what Henny and Coke for breakfast does to you. I don't know what life you think I'm living, my guy. You know, me and your mother are not on quite that bender you'd expect. You got to wait till 3 p.m. and then things there. Relax, my guy. What's going on, DG from South Africa? Big up all the Africans everywhere. You know, South, East, West, North. Yeah, I was about to say, is there such thing? Yeah, there is. You know, shout to the whole continent, man. And obviously big up the SA ones as well. No problem. Life goes on. Shout them members. You get me? Life goes on, man. Many same people just hold it up, man. It's calm. We go again. It's calm, man. Right. Just before we carry on, these sort of things antagonize me, but you know, I'm in a good mood. Grealish to join Arsenal. Hello, Arsenal, dude. Deluded, listen to me. Blocked. Come on now. I'm not a pet, bro. Man's not a dog, bro. Like, man's not here just for you, bro. Like, calm it down. It is where it is, people. It is where it is. Shout out to everyone. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Things happen. We go again. We're adaptable, you know. It is what it is. Mikel Arteta's got to be adaptable like me next season, because we basically conceded in the first 10 minutes. We've gone into halftime at 1-1. It's game on. You know, I'm in the dressing room with myself. We forgive ourselves for the first 45. Let's have a better one. Please make sure you're hitting the sub button and all of those sort of things, and you're at the next watch along and things. And on that topic, just before we actually crack on with this Lokonga thing, obviously for those of you that stay to the end, normally the video takes you to a new hyperlink and things like that. Let me actually make sure that's redirected. Oh, I'm so fantastic. It actually, no, it ain't, man. I'm capping to you, like, it ain't been. Why is it not letting me change it? So we're gonna have to leave that. We're just gonna have to hold this L today. Oh no, we're not, bro. I can't even lie. Which one is this? You know, you're just going to stay how you're staying, man. Let's just get into what we need to get into, people. So, yeah, timestamp set 9:05. Now, allegedly, it looks like, you know, Albert Sambi Lokonga will be confirmed as an Arsenal player either, well, by the end of the week, I hope so. In an ideal world, you know, they probably announced that the kits drop. Obviously, we've got Rangers on Saturday, so this will probably be it. You'd imagine the last sort of thing he needs to do is probably, you know, take the pictures and things. I don't know when that's going to happen and all those sort of things, but it is what it is. If we look at some of the reports, allow me to share my screen with you lot, people. Pardon me. I don't want a notification, with all due respect. Sambi Lokonga's transfer to Arsenal finalized this Thursday. Rah. I just had it up. So where's it gone? My life is being terrible, man. It's making me look silly. But yeah, like you could see, good thing you bring backups out here, people, because then the article seems to be doing a run up. But this was the first sort of thing I saw. Albert Sambi Lokonga is set to join Arsenal. The Belgian midfielder is in London at the moment. Today, he completes the medicals. Only formalities left to sort. Contract until 2026. Anderlecht gets 17.5 transfer fee. Now, there's even rumours that he could go out on loan. I wouldn't want to see that because we're hearing that exact thing with Joe Willock. So again, it wouldn't make sense for both of them to go out on loan unless Maitland-Niles is being fed a lifeline and two midfielders really are arriving at this football club. Would have to see, again, if he's completing his medical. I don't know if he's in London, so he can do the pictures, but I don't know how long in the day there's going to be in terms of doing the pictures and all of those sort of things for the move to be announced. It could be announced. I'm actually hoping it's announced before I finish this live stream because it sets up the next one perfectly, as you lot already know. I don't mind it. It's not the biggest of transfer fees. We all know, they're going to get a sell-on fee if he develops. I'm happy to have Albert Sambi Lokonga. He's got potential. He's a young man. He kind of takes the pressure off Partey in that role. Hopefully, he can significantly inexperienced in comparison to Partey, but hopefully he can challenge him in that regards. And obviously, generally, he ties in with what we're trying to do with the whole of our squad. Young, hungry, with resale value and things like that. I saw this, people. Someone remind me not to forget that. But yeah, man, as you lot can see, well, we've seen this already. There seems to be no updates. We know for a while he's completed, personal terms, and these things weren't a problem. It seems like things were just waiting. Everywhere you look at online, you're led to believe this could be completed today, like you saw with, Fabrizio Romano said it as well. So it hasn't quite made the papers yet, but hopefully it gets done, innit? Hopefully it gets done. Let's go on Fabrizio. Go on Fabrizio Romano. Right, I know you lot have seen Griezmann and Saul swap deal. Spanish football's mad. But yeah, move out all of this. Unfortunately, he's talking about bare things. Like, I'm sure I saw him speak about it. We're just going to have to scroll down, people. Oh, here we go. Sambi Lokonga can be considered an Arsenal player. Paperwork has been signed 3 days ago. Official announcement soon. He's then gone on to say talks progressing with Brighton for Ben White as main target, while Saliba joins Marseille. Saliba hasn't been confirmed, but he's in Marseille from what you believe of pictures and that. He's held a scarf with a Marseille fan. They've actually signed another centre-half, so hopefully it doesn't affect Saliba. And we're still whoring ourselves out in the attempt that Locatelli, finds us attractive and joins us ahead of Juventus. He's a great player, but just leave that one. So it looks like Lokonga's going to be an Arsenal player. I'm happy for it because, like I said, when we signed Partey, I was more saying let's keep Torreira in it under that sort of incidents. But I said it then. It's like you get rid of, if something happens to Partey, you haven't got another number 6. So it's like we've never started. So Lokonga, he can be used with Partey. He can be used to press, to long-term be the guy ahead of Partey. He can, challenge him for a spot as you want. Tavares he hasn't got a chance in my eyes of ever being ahead of Tierney. But I want him to try. I want him to push because obviously if everybody feels in a healthy sense that their spot is under pressure, you're never going to rest in your laurels. And when you look at people like Leno, Bellerin, Xhaka, not really fair to him, but Xhaka, there's people that haven't really progressed because of many reasons, but I think a lack of immediate pressure for their first team spot as well. And them things there. So again, Lokonga's as good as an Arsenal player. Like you saw, he turned down 2 proposals from Italy to join us. Anderlecht need money, so we've swooped in at the right time. 17.5. If it doesn't go right, you'd imagine we can make our bread back. And yeah, he's young. And for me, Ben White, Lokonga, it's good for the future. Arteta's got to show me he can develop these guys and do what he needs to do. But yeah, man, that it seems to be there. So hopefully, we go on Arsenal.com and we see Lokonga's a gunner or something like that. Shout to Tierney for being back in training. Shout to Arsenal for being thieves, charging people £7.99 for all of that. Absolute cheats. I mean, I'm never going to praise Chelsea ahead of Arsenal, but Chelsea aren't shagging their fans. Boy, Chelsea are saying if you're not at the game or whatever, you can watch it for free on the app or their player. Must be nice. Shout out to all the streamers and things. And obviously, I haven't set it up yet, but I'll be doing a watch along for Rangers versus Arsenal. Damn well I'm not paying for no match pass. So again, I'm gonna need all the streamers and the illegal streamers and them things in your support in your bunches, and let's find the elite streams and things like that. But in relation to Albert Sambi Lokonga, it seems like he isn't Fabrizio Romano's no Arsenal official, so until I see it on the website, I urge a degree of caution. But same way, he's as good as an Arsenal player. The medical seems to be complete. Just a couple of other things. Paperwork's been signed. I's have been dotted. T's have been crossed. He's an Arsenal player. And again, we're probably just, as I said, waiting on the, the pictures and things like that so it can formally be announced. You look at a couple of these, Arsenal's contracts with the young players, one last year, one this year. Arthur Okonku's contract was settled quite a long time ago, as was a certain other young player at Arsenal, 2 young players at Arsenal, as was a young player last year, but you only saw it pop up on the day where it was done a week, 2 before. The pictures were done already. So I don't know the time scale, but there's got to be something. I'd imagine an announcement, if not today, by the end of the week, because it would be a good time. Sure, fans are questioning if Arsenal are investing, and there's still the question mark out there, of course. But, you'd have a new signing, second new signing, playing Rangers, new home kit dropping. It's still renewal season for a lot of things. Shout out to the direct debit of Lloyd's, because they, just renewed my red memberships again. So yeah, man, it is where it is. So he's not an Arsenal player yet, but he seems to be an Arsenal player. So it is where it is. Hit the like button, people. Get your opinions in with Lokonga. Like I said, crucially for me, it gives us another option in midfield. It takes the weight off Partey, so maybe we can manage Partey a bit better. Obviously, Partey's up here, Lokonga's there. We need to discount a lot. He's 21. He's got a lot of promise. He's got a good foundation to build upon, but we can't expect too much of the 21-year-old instantly. So he probably, there's talk of going out on loan allegedly. I don't know if that's true. There is sense to make. For me, it doesn't make sense, because Nene's here for a year. 1 minute we're gonna go on to it, but Joe Willock stay in, then he's going, then he's staying, then he's going. So if Joe Willock was to go, I don't really understand. Lokonga's gone. Unless we're bringing in 2 midfielders, we're left with what? Partey, El Nene, Smith Rowe's a 10, but he can play in the 8 and long term do it. You're a bit light. Maitland-Niles, again, his future is in speculation. So I'm not really sure. He's probably gonna have to sit on the bench significantly. Maybe get come off the bench here and there. Maybe the occasional start. Maybe have to wait on the Yarabel Cup. But I'm on it. We didn't make. That's probably for me. That's the first 6 months to a season. We didn't buy him for 6 months to a year. We got him for like what, a 5-year deal or something. So we've got to develop him. I don't expect him to put immediate pressure on Partey, but yeah, I hope he can. And obviously, you look at our midfield from a tactical point of view. We don't score, we don't assist, we're not solid. We're not good defensively, we're not aggressive. You don't know what our midfield's about, and that's one thing. But then you look at our midfield, they don't complement each other. You ain't got someone that can get the best out of Partey, a more expansive guy, and a more expansive guy for Thomas Partey to get the best out of. You ain't got none of that. You ain't got 2. He signed or signing, so now you have, but you ain't got 2 6s to go against Liverpool or City, where we're gonna not have the ball. So let's fight and whatnot. You ain't got the option of having no Partey in Lokonga, because really, we should have a squad of the level. If we're playing, I keep saying the Crystal Palace example, but if we look at Crystal Palace last year, we're relying on Kieran Tierney to break a low block. For me, you don't need 2 6s on. You should have a team that's good enough to have no 6s, because everyone should be able to defend, So it gets us closer to them options. And Mikel Arteta, I'm really going to be onto you in relation to midfield, because for obvious reasons, you was a midfielder. And I can talk about the strikers not scoring. I can talk about the defenders may not be being good enough, but how our defense, our collective defending can only be so good if our midfield are depending on our level of midfield. And the same goes for the attacking third. So it's better options and things like that. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it, but we have to give him time. And again, for me, the crucial one is, again, I'm sure he's got a lot of promise. That's what's got him on the standby list for Belgium and things like that. But he's not he's not in his prime, or he's not as good as he can be, because he might have got into the Belgium side at the expense of others. That's not to criticize him. My point is, when you look at Ben White, when you look at this guy coming in, Tavares is a squad player, of course, but when you look at Tavares, when you look at Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel, Saliba, when he comes, potential is just potential. Everyone's got potential. I know plenty of men that could have been footballers, but now they're in jail. They had potential, but they didn't have either the mindset, the facilities to do such, or the right sort of people around them. And obviously that's an extreme example, but you look at this, potential is just potential. Everyone's got it. Everybody could lose it. Mate, how are you going to, he needs to do it himself, because a player can only do it themselves. But how are you going to take him to the next level? We haven't quite got a Sane or a Sterling, but all we heard was propaganda about these guys. And there has been some improvement in some players. I think Holding and Pepe are kind of testament to that, and slightly even Xhaka and El Nene, but it's not evident. So how are you going to take these guys to the next level? How are you going to make Ben White not on the standby list and getting in because people are injured? He's called up by Southgate. How are you going to make this guy a full Belgium international? How are you going to make Martinelli, Balogun, Saliba? You get where I'm going, you know, because potential is just potential. And we've really got to work with these players. And this season should be a reset. I want to see a bit of stability, of course. I want to see a stable sort of 11 and things, but this is an opportunity to kind of blood some young players and whatnot. I say that there's also a case for half of these young players to go out on loan because there's hardly any games in. As much as I want these young players in, I kind of want stability, and stability for me because we need to instantly get back in Europe. So stop, you know what? Injuries are a part of it, but we had 38 games last year. We had 37 different lineups. You can't, that some of that is obviously down to the manager. I mean, injuries, but a lot of that's down to the manager, people. When you look at it, we're apparently closing in on Lokonga. As I said, apparently a loan exit is touted. I don't know if people are adding their own little sensation to things or whatever. But apparently, initially reported by a Belgian magazine via Sports Witness, apparently it's a gradually emerging as a hypothesis, I think that word is, that the player could be sent on loan. Pardon me. Whilst the decision to send Lokonga on loan has not yet been made, how the Belgian performs in pre-season could yet determine short-term prospects. Probably. For me, unless you're telling Torreira to stay for a year, it don't make sense to me letting him go because our options are dire. Yeah, there's less games. I think this is BS for what it's worth, but what do we know? Should we remix this thing and whatnot? What's this? A shirt number's been revealed. Hey, people. All right, cool. We might get an official article. You see what happened? 319 of you. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Obviously, some good news, people, for Twitch gang. Big up the 411 of you that are subscribed to me on Twitch, and shout out to my two man them that are locked in as well via Twitch. I told you, a lot of content is going to be exclusive to Twitch very soon, and again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but make sure you're following on Twitch and whatnot. Good news, you know, I spoke to someone at Twitch. I just sent an honest email, and you know, I've had to drop out the 187. I've changed it to Deluded Gooner. Apparently, no, but that one there weren't active, so they allowed me to get it in it. So again, it should be easier for you lot to find. I did like the 187 and stuff, but it is what it is in that regards. But back to this Lokonga business. I say back to Lokonga. Can we find him? As we see it here, or I don't know if you lot can see it. Let me zoom in, folks. Let me zoom in. Barring any last-minute surprise, Arsenal will finally announce, the arrival of their new number 48. He's apparently taking 48. Albert Sambi Lokonga will be an Arsenal player this Thursday, although the transfer had no longer in doubt for several days already. Again, Google Translate not being kind. Unless there's a rebound in the timing made uncertain by the health situation in England, the arrival of the 21-year-old Belgian midfielder will finally be made official by the management of the Gunners. So again, all the people that handle the website get to type in them paragraphs, get to taking them pictures. Sambi Lokonga arrived in London on Saturday morning and went straight into quarantine. Arsenal has placed him in a London home where he has a weight room to maintain himself. He's accompanied by his big brother. And, you know, apparently his brother played for Spurs. So again, you know, it's nice to make him feel comfortable. He's got a weight room to keep himself ticking over. Hopefully, you know, for me, the sooner he's allowed to train, the better, because obviously, you know, you want him to feel, not that I don't have to doubt it, but you want him to make new friends and companions and get welcomed into the group and feel comfortable. And obviously that can help him settle with life off the field. Because as much as I want them to be together on it, I want them to go, you know, little, like you see Joe Willock and Nelson all the time, little go in central London, little meals and doing little things, you know. Again, he's a 21-year-old. London could be completely different for where he lives. Bro, if you're 21 and you got the peas that you're going to make, London could be a different London. You need to shout me, bro, because we can go to some clubs that I've never, ever stepped in. You're paying, though, and them things there. But, yeah, man, hopefully he settles in because, again, there's no other Belgium lads off the top of my head in the team. I'm sure, you know, football's a universal language and things. I'm sure his language of French is decent and stuff, which allow him to blood in. I don't know his level of English, but you know, if he can speak English, it's amazing because again he can settle in better. And yeah, obviously, as much as I wanted to settle with his teammates, the quicker you're in under pre-season, the quicker you're up to speed with what Arteta wants and whatnot, the quicker you can kind of maximize what you're good at, work on what you're bad at, and minimize those shortcomings, and just ultimately just work towards having a stronger start to the campaign for yourself at Arsenal and things like that. This Thursday, Sambi Lokonga should finally be able to appear with his red and white jersey, but still flocked with the number 48, a tribute to his hometown, which his postcode is 48. Aye, Triller, never forgetting the ends. I already like this guy. As we know, he's probably going to miss out being involved in Scotland. Well, next week we're going to America, which he'll be involved in, and he'll be bucking, which I'd describe as a big brother potentially in Lukaku. As a reminder, Anderlecht will receive a sum of 17 million, which will increase according to various bonuses. A percentage of the next sale is also included in the deal as expected. So it is what it is firmly in that regard. That's that in relation to Sambi Lokonga. Again, that's my neutral content. Soon learn people. So yeah, man, we should see some progress in that regards. What are you lot saying? How are you lot feeling? Again, we'll get on to Joe Willock and the rest of them things there in a sec, but I'd love to see what you guys are saying specifically. So let me just take down some of these articles so we can actually start seeing. Me actually confirm what video is actually live as well. Big up everyone as well, man. I appreciate that. We've had a manic morning. Very, very manic morning. Okay, so it's that one. Big up everybody locked in, man. I'm praying the live streams from the others. My word, big up all the lovers getting on everything, man. I always even said, is everything blessed? You know, man, them were concerned about my thing in it. Jeez, I appreciate it. Get your comments in, people. Let me actually just make sure I've given you the proper link for the next live stream. There it is. Shout out to everyone as well. There it is. I've dropped it in there as well. What you lot say, Matt? I appreciate that. Shout out to the members there, man. It is what it is. We keep going. Big up DG. Please hook us up with a DG Thought stream before this week is out, bro. I don't know. I haven't been in philosophical mood. I can try, man. But yeah, man, I think I've saved all my philosophical stuff for, obviously, it's a rather sad one, but you know what's been happening in relation to England going out and the racist abuse players are looking at and then all of these sort of things. I think I've saved not a lot of these thoughts. So yeah, man, I'll be back soon. Or then I did get an email for a certain guy, Miles, one of the viewers, and I did think his email, it gave me a lot to think about in relation to DG Thoughts. And it's almost like people like your rhythm, but not your blues. So there might be something, bro. There might be something, but it needs to come on, you know, it needs to just hit me really and truly. I would keep as a rotational player. I don't think it will take him 2 seasons to adapt, but the first 6 months will be probably a tough one. You got a Nightbot on Twitch, Tino. I don't know anything about that, man, but it sounded like something we need. So let's do that. Lokonga is a cheaper alternative to Basuma. Just 100% correct, in my opinion, because it saves us cash. Now, in theory, you could throw money towards more of an expansive target. And don't get it twisted. While I have a lot of admiration for Basuma, and I really wanted Basuma like all of you lot, I don't think it made sense if you're going to get Lokonga to go with. You've got Partey. It don't make no sense for me anyways, people. It wouldn't make any sense to sign him, if we're completely honest, because you've got 3 people with the same profile. Yes, you're right. Basuma can pass a ball. Partey's obviously got more than meets the eye in just breaking down play, and it remains to be seen. I've seen little bits and pieces, as I've said, with Lokonga, but we haven't really seen him in an Arsenal shirt. But primarily, their job is there to win a ball back, be box to box and stuff like that. Anything they can do beyond that is extra. So I just think you'd have too much of the same profile, and many of the people that are criticizing, many of the people that would want that, in my opinion, they would then criticize when we're not creating, because again, you go with that. Let's just say Smith Rowe gets injured and you've got Basuma, Lokonga and Partey, and we're playing a low block, bro. None of them are breaking that down. None of them. You know, to be fair, Partey might, you know, he finally hit the post from a long range free kick in the last friendly, so he might be loading this season. Who knows? We might see a goal scoring Partey, but on a serious note, you probably won't see that. So, as I said, you don't want to eat the same meal all the time. Or if you eat the same meal, like you might have chicken and rice, and then you might remix the leftovers to something else. You might throw little peppers in there. I don't know what you lot are doing. You have to remix. Everything has to complement. You don't eat the same meal, and we'll be eating the same meal with Partey, Lokonga, and and obviously Basuma, even Partey and Lokonga. Obviously, I want 38 games. There's different demands of the games. There's injuries and things that can force your hand, but there's different teams. You know, if we're playing City, I think you've probably got to look at putting in Partey and Lokonga. If you're playing, I don't know, Brentford at home, with respect to them, I think you can be more expansive. I'd say only one, if not none of them are needed. You get it? Obviously, in game, you can bring one on and off. And I think it takes the pressure off Partey, in my opinion. And we need to give Lokonga time, but long term, it's a good signing, man. It ties into what we're doing. So I don't really mind it. I've got no criticisms of it, really. But yeah, man, we need to now. Let's go and we'll focus on more in the next live stream. Now we need to find someone that's got a different profile. You see, same way that I just said, this takes the pressure off Smith Rowe. I mean, Partey. Let's try to take the creative pressure off Smith Rowe, because he's at the honeymoon stage. Everything he's done in these last 6 months has been amazing. There's going to become a time where Smith Rowe isn't playing well, where Smith Rowe needs a rest, where he's not creating. And you've always got to be able to shift the burden. You look at City, for obvious reasons, we're not the same. But things would look completely different if they was just relying on one of their great attackers. But when one's not having a good day, if Mahrez is effing about, you've got Bernardo, Sterling, Kevin, Gundogan. I don't need to list all of them. You all know exactly who they are, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and you're making sure you're setting a reminder for the next watch along, people. It's the next one's in 3 hours. I'm going to be on Rancy's show, and then we're going to get cracking with that one. Boy, absolute mazza. Good thing we changed that, man. That's why you should always look. 400 people locked in, people. Where are we at for likes now? Well, in fact, the wickedest figures I can't even see, because, you know, again, I'm not even in the right YouTube. I can't explain it to you lot, but long story short, YouTube manager in it. Like, you can see everything that's being typed. You see the bit frame. You just, if anything's going wrong, we're at 159 likes. I have officially seen it. Please make sure you're running up the like button, people. And I think now I can actually pattern that up. Yeah, man. Now we're great. Now everything's looking cushy and all of them sort of things there. What else are you lot saying though? Anyways, man, we'll get into the rest of the stuff in a hot second, man. Our wide play is what's destroying our midfield. You can be a dope midfield all you want, but it's dead if you have little off the ball forward options. And again, for me, defensively, there's a lot to improve on specific to coaching. But I think when I look at that defense, you bring Arteta a right back, you bring him a centre half. I think he's got it locked down. In the attacking sense, I don't think we're getting the best out of the tools. And this is what I kind of said it, and I agree with you. Our midfield, what is it about? Like, this is what I want to see. I want to see partnerships in midfield, you know. Partey and who, you know. If Partey's not there, Lokonga and who? Who and who? Because, again, Lokonga at this moment in time, I haven't seen it on Arsenal.com. We can talk about bringing in Aouar and doing this and that. None of that's happened. You know, Lokonga's basically an Arsenal player. But again, until man's holding the shirt, saying, I love to sign for the club, everything, unless you're in the know, it's all political. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one, really. And again, I'm not really... Midfield is... Apart from, you know, Kroenke and Edu and all of them sort of things that can play a part, I've got no sympathy for Arteta next season in relation to midfield, because you was a midfielder, because going into this club, you could see how poor midfield is. And I just don't think we've got a tune out of anyone in midfield. Yeah, you know, we could say Xhaka, but again, it's not exactly the most solid of foundations to be building a house upon, with respect to Granit Xhaka. No real creativity. And if we don't get a cam and put Smith Rowe on an 8 role, that's a hole in the cam role. And whoever you put in is square pegs in round holes. To be fair with you, I would actually like to shift away from an organic 10. I think Smith Rowe can play as an 8.5. Obviously, I always use Kevin De Bruyne as the example. I think I want organic 10s, but I think them things there are rare. You know, Smith Rowe is one of the rare ones. Obviously, I'm not putting him at the same stature as an Ozil and things like that. But them poetry and motion guys are gone. The majority of creative man now are centre mids. So can we adapt to the times, get that 8.5, that dynamic midfield? I'm on that. You know, I wouldn't necessarily think it's square pegs and round holes, but again, we'd be placing a lot on someone who is just developing. Big up South London's finest speaker. You're always supporting the thing, pushing out the message and the rest of it. And don't think I'm just saying that. I really appreciate not just you, but everyone with that, man. Facts. DG's videos, best to watch in the trap, getting me through the day. Please make sure it don't get raided, and I appreciate that, man. And say, well, go on to the bitties. Make sure you treat the bitties right, or they're gonna finesse you or set you up. Morning, SP. I hope you're doing well and safe. Smash the like button, like King said, bro. I rate him, Matt, for number 48 as a tribute to his city of Ververs in Belgium, which has a postcode of 4,800. I respect it. I respect it because that's like me. You know, I'd love to pay homage to 4th Street and things. I respect it. You know, Lokonga is one of them youths. I appreciate it. You're gonna tie in well with what we've got going on here. Bro, of course Lokonga will be paying, bro. Man can't pay for these clubs. London's different, bro. Saka soon's gonna realize, bro, the money he's got, London's different, you know, when you got plans. Even at my last workplace, bro. First time I had creme de la creme, bro. And I was seeing the price of it. I was thinking, God damn, I ain't paying for that. Good thing them man are, bro. It was crazy. You know, different sort of taste in champagne. London's different, especially someone like me, where, bro, what? I'm from North. What's foreign to me, bro? When you start getting past Stoke Newington, even Stamford, still really, when you start getting past Seven Sisters Road, it's all foreign to me, really. I don't know what's going on. So I could only imagine how London's different when you got peas, man. Well, I mean, Lokonga, I can't lie to you. We can't be spending fair play. We shifted Saliba there, but surely we can't be spending 17.5 million pound on a man and then shifting him to the 23s. It ain't gonna help no one, is it? Really and truly. Some of you are saying James Bain just said some stuff, man. Let me see. Big up my guy James. I hope it's about Tyrese John Jules because we, you know, not to plug it, not to be shameless, but check out the video I did yesterday. You know, he needs to go and play football. I said, I can't lie, man. Arsenal people, they're for watching my live stream, man. They're for watching it. They're for watching it. 100% them and they are watching my thing, man. You know, and obviously they were working on it already, but I was out here saying we need to work on Tyrese John Jules and finding him a loan home and things like that. And it's kind of bait that he was going out on loan because obviously Arteta waxing lyrical about him. Obviously, through him going out on loan and being injured and Balogun signing a new deal, Balogun's lapped him, right? Before it was neck and neck, Balogun's probably lapped him in the pecking order. You've got Martinelli, you know, Balogun, them man, even Nketiah, Balogun, Nketiah, Aubameyang, and Lacazette, they've all gone to Scotland, right? Tyrese is still in England. Now he might go America. I hope he goes America. I don't know if a loan thing is going to be sorted. He's someone that does always get a lot of loan offers, and sometimes there's been a couple of permanent offers throughout the years. People from good, reputable clubs that are very good with developing youth, not just over here, you know, elsewhere. You know, some very good youth clubs, and it might be something. But you know, he was never gonna. It was kind of bait. He's staying with the 23s. For me, my biggest hope for Arsenal. Pick the right loan spell because obviously for Tyrese, he needs to stay fit, man. I know he's got the talent, but he needs to have them Joe Willock loan spells where you can't disagree with what he's saying. Because if you're watching him, you know, the Doncaster fans love him. Lincoln fans loved him. He's a very good player, but to the masses, he's probably just got to make a bunch of noise. And a big part of that is staying fit. When you look at the records, they're not kind to him, and it doesn't give the vibe of someone prolific. And obviously for a young man, like with Balogun as well, it's difficult to become prolific at that level. And Nketiah as well. And we're not always fair to these guys. He's 20. For me, he needs to stay fit. He's had some unfortunate injuries. If he stays fit, everything else follows. He scores goals. You know, he's not just a goal scorer. You see the way Lacazette was dropping deep? Him and Balogun yesterday would have given you a glimpse to what I see week in, week out at 23s between them, or did. You know, he's got it. He can play with his back to goal. He can do the playmaking thing. He can score goals. There's a lot to this young man. You know, one thing I've hated, and it's nothing to do with Tyrese, when he's gone on these loan spells, as great as he is with a football, as much as he can link up play, you know, and he's got the physical frame, what the man's a man giant, bro. He's what must be like 6 foot something. That goes against him in League One and maybe even the Championship because they're just looking at him like, yeah, you might be cultured and you come from Arsenal and all of the techie stuff, but they've just been looking at him as, you know what, yeah, lamppost, hold the ball up. And he's done it. He's never acted, but you ain't got a chance to show your quality. He's not gone to sides that play ball. So if you're a ball playing player, you can't go to that. It's like when we shafted Dan Crowley to Oxford. They're not playing football. They're shifting him out wide. He's a technical footballer. He's not a mad runner and running around and clamping, man. So lo and behold, he's not standing out. We need to find a loan home for Tyrese, and we need to get it right. Like I said, can we please find somewhere that plays football? Because the man can play ball. Like, he can play ball. As much as you know, he goes where, you know, he'll go where he's told, and he'll never make up a scene. He does his thing. He's a really intelligent lad. I'm not just saying that because he done a video with me. He's a really nice person, man. So I wish him all the best. And I've said it. I think him, Balogun, even Eddie, they're going to have good careers, whether it's here or elsewhere. I've said as well, between the three of them, I think 2 can progress to the first team. I think Tyrese doesn't necessarily have to be a striker long term. Balogun doesn't necessarily have to be a striker long term. I do think you'll see a bit of what I mean in months to come. You know, Balogun will get some opportunities out wide, in my opinion. And Tyrese. I wouldn't call him a 10, but he can do that sort of 10 business. So they've all got different qualities. I wouldn't rule anyone out. You know, looking at it, Arsenal are currently working through the many suitors to take Tyrese John Jules on loan. First team football, the absolute priority for the club, and the 20-year-old who had 2 significant spells out with injury on loan with Doncaster last season and Lincoln. So that's the sad thing. He gets going, he gets these little knocks, and it's unfortunate, man. And, you know, they've kind of not hampered his progress, but hampered his progress, because I do think if he never got that, he would have showed more quality, and then he'd be one of them elephants in the room you can't ignore. Whether he makes it at Arsenal or not, I believe in a minute. You know, you can't be a striker and have a double barrel name and bust blanks. He's serious with it, man. And like Balogun, you know, these two are different to Eddie and Ketia. They're better than him. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. My priority for this club is Martinelli through the middle, but Tyrese and Balogun will get every opportunities. And for me, he's 20, innit? He's going to be 21 when he returns, if he returns next season, because you never know what can happen in football. Go out there and make some noise, man. And like I said, you send him to a technical team and be decent. I don't know if he's going to get it, but, you know, I would love him to go. I'd actually love him to go abroad for what it's worth, because they play better football. It's not this whole, you know what it is in the lower leagues, more time people. Or I'd actually like him to go Swansea, you know. Championship football, they got a good record with the young players. Then Brewster went there, did his thing. You know, Conor Gallagher's apparently going to Newcastle with Joe Willock, but he had a little spell there. They've got their own players being blooded through at Swansea. There's probably a couple of examples I'm missing out. So I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that with Tyrese, really. So yeah, hope let's sort it out. He's probably, you know, many offers doesn't mean necessarily good offers. Let's find the right manager for him, the right DNA for him, you know, to Huddersfield. Huddersfield might not have been, you know, Smith Rowe was injured, and I'm sure off the field, Smith Rowe learned a lot more at Leipzig than Huddersfield. But the Huddersfield loan was better. Now, Smith Rowe wasn't even really fit to be going out there, and it was a bit questionable from Arsenal to send him to Germany at the time they did. But he went and played under Danny Crowley, who, you know, we heard about the presentation they did for Arsenal and things. They understood not just him as a playing perspective, they understood the person, they understood his body and pause and all of those sort of things. So can we find that for Tyrese? And not just him, everyone, man. Every young player, because our loan spells have had mixed success. You know, there's been some like Matt Smith where it's worked out great and then it's fizzled off. Sometimes that's just football. But yeah, man, the quicker we find a home, the quicker he's able to train with his new team, prove himself, show his quality and the rest of it. So good luck to Tyrese and anyone else who's leaving on loan. I'm still here, people. Keep the comments coming, keep everything coming. You know, pardon me. I was wondering, why am I so hot and the fan's on? The fan's doing its job. I just haven't put it on rotate, people. So it's been a terrible day, terrible start to the day, if you could say that, by all accounts, people. You know, I've started the wrong live. You know, what else have I done? The wrong live. Pictures have been wrong. I have to sort out this. I'm finding articles and it happens, but we adapt. We adapt. If everything works well, you don't see how good you are as a person. When everything goes tits up, that's when you see your morals, your ability, and your drive. And I think I've got all them things there in abundance. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribe on Twitch, shout to the Twitch gang and things like that. I appreciate it. Where are we at for likes on YouTube, however? 198. It could be much better, people. Keep running that one there up, man. Lokonga is a hidden gem. I hope so, bro. Smith Rowe's passing is very limited. I think you couldn't be any further from the truth, but fair play. Did Arteta's transfer comments worry you? We have one. Happy with the one we have. I mean, unless I could see some more, I wouldn't say that in particular worries me. Because again, managers, not just him, but they're going to play coy. They're not going to give much away and all of these sort of things. So it is what it is, man. I'm excited to see Lokonga. Love seeing my people do well and making big steps in their career. What's up, everyone? Hello from Australia. Zay, big up all the Aussies and them things there, man. Isn't Lokonga the Thierry Henry recommendation, bro? It could be Henry, it could be company. We could have just done our due diligence. I don't know. And to be fair, I don't really care, man. I hope that I just want him to work, man. Shameful. Before this, I laughed. I'm laughing to City want to copy Arsenal. Now we are copying City. Damn, man. No clue what that means specifically, but fair play. If that's how you feel, you're allowed to feel that way. Maddison, Partey, Lokonga would be the dream, but Madison's going to cost the arm and the leg. Are we willing to put that there, man? We do need to find a Santi Cazorla replacement. The quicker we find that, the better, man. The DG thoughts on racism this week was more than needed and necessary. Top man, Andrew, I appreciate that. And again, big up to everyone. Black, white, man, girl, whatever race, religion. Everyone with some common sense that it resonated with. Thank you very much for taking it in, man. Big up DG, the most engaging YouTuber out there. Ferns, I'm not sure if that's the truth, but I appreciate that, man. I really do. Big up DG, saw you on the Don Robbie documentary. What documentary is this? Is that the one from time ago? I'm not too sure, man. You know, be nice if Robbie shouted me once. In fact, just replied to things, but it is what it is. How was the Hibs game? Anything positive? Well, it was a good contest against a team that wanted it. It weren't just them silly little preseason matches where you just thumped them up. Apart from that, it was a real big test, real game of football. Apart from that, a bit of a myth, man. Apart from that, a bit of a myth. I wouldn't say there's any other positive. Oh, the young players got some made debuts, some learned, Arthur Okonkwo, Harry Clark. There's lessons for them young G's to learn. Jack Henry Francis played well. Amari made his debut. Maitland-Niles Nelson, I felt did all right with the minutes they had. Marie, I know he's not young, but Marie looked all right and he came out of it unscathed. He's someone for me probably starts against Brentford on the first game of the season, provided no centre halves come in, nothing changed, and none other variables changed. Apart from that, though, and even that, I was reaching with a lot of that. It is what it is. It's poor, man. Slowly but surely, transfer business is getting done. By month end, we should have a couple of players sold at least. Hope so, man. His style of play is similar to Alex Song, can be solid defensively, but can also play a decisive pass. I'm not too sure solid defensively and Alex Song should be in the same sentence, but fair play. Hey, DG, morning, bro. The times we had a good defense was when we had a solid midfield like Petit and Vieira or Gilberto and had good, strong fullbacks. Just downloading Twitch so I can join you, bro. Appreciate that, man. Paul, your support is always appreciated. And you always drop a little positive messages to me on Instagram as well, man. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate everyone who's locked in. So what else, man? Exactly, and that's what Arsenal fans are a difficult bunch, because you see a lot of hypocritical stuff, because you see, we need to find gems, we need to be like Dortmund, who is, and then we're linked with someone that might not be a gem but could be a gem. Who is it? What is that? Who is it? Why are we signing nobodies? You can't please some Arsenal fans, and in that regards, man, they always got something to moan about, really. And there's a lot of Arsenal legitimately to moan about, but there's just a lot of things like that we're moaning about. Everybody says we need bodies in midfield, and then when we've got bodies, Odegaard comes. What's that going to mean for Smith Rowe? What's this mean for that guy, this guy, and the other? And there's plenty of other incidences. 38 game calendar, man. 40 games minimum for us. Only 2 if we don't do the business in the FA Cup, and obviously the other cup, man. The Mickey Mouse Cup, the Cat Yarabel Cup, man. I prefer an almost flat midfield 3 to a 4-2-3-1. I'm cushy with all of them. I'd rather the 4-2-3-1 because we've got Smith Rowe and you can evidently see the creative. If you go and get an 8.5, then 4-3-3 flat midfield 3 all the way. It's not exactly flat with expansive footballers, but it'll be flat with us. Currently, if you paint any option you want to paint in midfield, some of you might even include Xhaka, because technically he's a footballer at Arsenal still. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. What would if it was a 4-3-3, what would I go with? I'd probably let Smith Rowe still play, but let's just say it has to be centre mids and not who's a 10. Are you telling me you want to see Partey, Joe Willock, El Nene? Again, I'm trying not to include Lokonga because he is an Arsenal player, but unless I see him on the website, is still in air, so up in air. So I don't know, man. I'm cool with either one, man. Why do we need to have all the media packages and bells and whistles when signing players, man? I know it brings hype and clicks, but just get it done and documented, bro. Maverick, we don't like that. I would love to wake up and see, Arsenal have signed like you see with Chelsea more time and them other teams, but is what it is, man. Partey needs an 8. Partey needs to obviously be able to play with Lokonga, but fundamentally, you're right, Carlos. If he gets injured or loss of form, or we need to save his legs, we can't, innit? We're in issues there. Fabrizio just said Willian is still planning to leave. Blood, then leave the backside club then, man. Every second you want to leave and this and that. You're not trying to leave, brother. Leave, man. Please, bro. Let me see what's going on there. Hey, next timestamp. Because it just as I said that, who do I see on my timeline? Fabrizio Romano. So, yeah, man. It is what it is in that. Let's get into Willian. Now, for me, before I speak about exactly what I want to say, I urge caring about people's mental health, not being over harsh in things, because we don't know what's going on in someone's personal life, you know. And I say that because, you know, you look at Arthur Okonkwo's mistake. Yes, he's made the mistake, but we don't need to give him shit for it. Willian looked overweight to me, and he looked like he's overindulged. Like I said, let's not attack him and stuff. You have to care about a man's mental health. We don't know what's going on in his personal life, but it looks like he's enjoyed himself a bit too much in pre-season. He's overindulged. Maybe he's not happy. Maybe it's comfort eating and things like that. It doesn't look good, and he was quite woeful. And again, that's an expensive elephant to have in the room, and something that sums up Arsenal decision making, because there was no logical reason to sign Willian. It made no sense. It made absolutely no sense. Sometimes when you do cheap things, you pay in more expensive ways. So, and as much as I'm happy to see allegedly for Willian's planning to leave, he wants to leave, he's this, that, and the other. Yeah, the wages, man. You know, we're probably gonna have to let him go for free, but them wages, them mad wages. You know, apparently Inter Miami said no. MLS teams don't want you to be there. What's it? Designated player, franchise player, whatever they call it. He weren't on it, man. You know, he weren't. He's not on it, so it's not making sense, and it's a serious L. It's a serious L, and like I said, I don't want to read too much into the first game of preseason, but he looks overweight. He looks not bothered. He didn't look happy as well. Sort out the move, even but it's looking like a loan thing. Pay a loan fee. It's an L. This is a mad L. You know, if you have to cancel his contract like Ozil, he probably get paid more than Ozil. It's a serious problem in that regards, right? What the hell? Sorry, people, this movie elite, man. So it is what it is, and ironically, I'm talking about eating. Willian's doing it, innit? Now, Willian, and obviously he's a declining player, so it doesn't make sense, man. That Willian's looking chunky, bro. He's trying to give Lacazette a run for his money, man. He's moving like one Badina, man. He's moving like he's meant to be in King of Diamonds and that. But pause. But if you know, you know. Willian versus Hibbs. I don't like to be the guy and stuff. But come on, man. Come on, man. Again, I advocate mental health, because everyone talks. There's hella bits in this movie. I love bits, but it's a madness. But as I was saying, for me, I find it a bit ironic, standing with Saka, this and that, and then man are going on social media accounts of Willian and moving mad, and Arthur Okonkwo and moving mad. But it don't look good, man. It don't look good, man. Too much curry goat, brother. Too much. But then again, well, tried to save him there. It looks naturally you might put on a pot belly, but you know, you must have been indulging in things, man, because not everybody's put that on, and it don't look good. You know, it really doesn't look good. It really doesn't. It really doesn't, man. Let me see if there's any new Willian news. He should be paid off, really and truly, man. But you know, physically he doesn't look good. It don't look good. But as you look at, well, that's my man, them. They don't know about Arsenal. But as you could see here with Fabrizio Romano, 2 months later, still same plans for Willian. He's expected to leave Arsenal this summer once the right proposal will arrive. So I can't lie, man. Obviously, if they're going to be part of if they're not going to, while they're here, they're still part of the squad. They're still part of the group. You know, they might be relied upon. Arteta still clearly likes Willian. Yeah. So I understand not alienating them, but could leaving them behind in Scotland, not taking them to Scotland, not taking them to America, not just, I say them because it's not just Willian. I'm speaking about other players. Could that force them to move? Because now they're abundantly told, brother, you got to sort out your future, or you're not playing. You might pick up a pay packet, and Willian might be cool with that, but you're not going to get football, or the football you want, or the football you think you're getting, and that might make you get onto your agent and work even harder. Willian is going to be the most difficult one. For me, Willian, Kolasinac, bro, they're the two, I said it before, they're the two priorities for me. They're the two first names out the door, because they're on too much peas. Too much peas. With Kolasinac, you know, we got him for free, cut price, or just let him go on loan again, pay the loan fee. You fuck off and do what you need to do. Pardon my language. Willian, you got another 2 years of this, and it's some special kind of decision making to get yourselves in this. Arsenal have a fetish for getting zanged. Arsenal have a fetish for getting ripped off because you keep getting bumped. And it didn't make no sense to sign Willian. It made no sense, you know. And again, it just showed people's ignorance, because again, when it came time to drop Willian, people didn't want to drop Willian. Apologies, I ain't even got the screen up here, as you lot can see here, people. Apologies. If the write off of thingies, man. As you lot can see here, 2 months later, still same plans for Willian. He's expected to leave Arsenal this summer once the right proposal will arrive. What's the right proposal? Because we're not going to get no fees. That tells me the right proposal is for Willian. Willian is going, oh, you know, I don't want to go to MLS. I want to go here. Can I go back to Chelsea? Can I do this? Can I do that? I don't know. Work in progress with his agent to find the best solution in the next few weeks. Arsenal board now waiting to. Now, I do urge a degree of patience, but it's an L, man. It's an L. You know, there's interest from European clubs. Where are they? It's like what we heard with Granit Xhaka. There's going to be bare clubs into him. He's underappreciated at Arsenal. Some of that I agree with. Bro, Rolly Roma's onto you. So, you know, Willian, Kolasinac for me. And then Torreira, because Torreira's just moving soft. But, boy, that's Willian, innit? Still looking to leave. And again, I don't agree with many fans where they're saying people looked unbothered and stuff, but people did. I don't think Kolasinac did look like that, but I think Willian didn't look bothered by things against Hibs. Looked like he was in 1,000 places. He was anywhere but them. There, pardon me. You know, it's an L. It's an L. We beat one case. You know, we think we learned the mistakes from Ozil. Aubameyang gives us something to think about. We're moving soft about giving Lacazette a new deal. And then you go and get Willian. And then the wickedest thing is there's going to be a next scenario like this. You know, there's going to be a next scenario exactly like this. I don't know who, I don't know when, but we all know it's going to be a madness. You know, maybe, you know, a year can change, but all I heard was, yeah, bro, free transfer of Mkhitaryan as well. And then done the same thing. And then, sorry, that threw me off. What did you hear? Oh, I'm happy to stay in London, my family, this, that, and the other. But anything can change in a year, innit? But have any of these things gone away? I don't know, man. There's no need to be rude. He's entitled to grab peace for what he's want. You know, man are coming from Brazil. You know, man have escaped a certain sort of life by kicking football. He's 30 odd, away from the fact that I love my football club, and I think Willian for us is dog poo. He's entitled to chase the bag. You know, he's entitled to chase the bag. He's entitled to want the peas. I'll give him that. You know. Football career is short. Legacy is forever. I'll be trying to set up my life, my family's lives, and their kids. And Willian, if you're listening or anyone's there, because I've praised you, can I get a voucher for your restaurant? You know, free voucher. Come on, I can't afford your thing, but please, China, them things there. That's what you need to do, my guy. That's what you need to do. There's bands out there. There's galley out there. There's everything out there that we just don't need you hearing it. Please keep it moving. But in relation to Willian, that's that, folks. That's that. You know, that's Willian. He looks a bit mad. He's moving mad. You know, is where it should we refresh the Arsenal page? Kieran Tierney back in training. Absolute madman. What are you lot saying, people? But I can never hate a man for trying to make a buck. But he just needs to go, man. He just needs to bust out of the club. Go. Too much man are on good wages. It's not even that. Couple shit players are on big boy pieces at Arsenal as well. Why do you think we struggle to move people on? Banky, I appreciate that. I always feel... I love the praise you lot give me, and I love the negativity, but the praise always makes me uncomfortable in a sense. I don't know how to react to it, man. It's appreciative that you lot take me in and stuff, but I don't know how to react to it, man. To keep telling you lot, stop cutting onions. DJ, I appreciate your modesty, and not even to blow ish up your... Definitely not. Your channel is indeed one of the healthiest Arsenal contents out there these days. A good mix of passion, intelligence, and empathy. I appreciate that, Banky, man. It means a lot. You think Nelson will stay? Well, in an ideal world, you know, the Haaland lover boy in me hopes, you know, Willian goes, Arteta sees Nelson's moving mad. Nelson gets a couple opportunities to prove himself as part of the squad. If I'm Nelson's family member, his advisor or whatever, I'm saying have an honest chat with Arteta. Biggest of honest chats, because we heard this time last year, Arteta, to be fair, told man go out on loan. My man wanted to stay, fight, do his thing, and there were incidences. It looked like he was getting in there, and off the back of the season before last pre-season, he started against Liverpool and I think Chelsea United, one of them at the Emirates. So I could understand it. But the man told you to go out on loan. Can I really be surprised he's coming out and saying, you train well, I can't give you minutes? This told me he wasn't counting on you. Yeah, you can force your way into the plans like with Holding, but that weren't that. So have an honest conversation with him. Because there's 40 games. If we, there's 38 Premier League games. There's 2 in the cup. Assuming we don't go through in the cup, there's only 38 games. You played 70 minutes of Premier League football. The numbers are not doing, the maths is not mathing. It's not making no sense. So have an honest conversation with Arteta, I would say. See where he sees you. Like honesty in it, and then make a decision. If you want to stay and do the fighting thing at this club again, cool. But me, I'll be trying to push the boat out to leave either on loan or permanently. I just think they need to have an honest chat between each other. In my opinion, really and truly, Reece Nelson and Arteta need to have a honest chat and see where he sees him, because it's a bit like Nketiah. I actually feel Arteta, if he could, he'd want to keep him, but he's not going to do that. I think he wants to keep Joe, but man, have to go and play ball and that. Like, it is where it is in that regards, really. I had all the hope in the world when the window opened, and every day I just feel more and more deflated. We're not doing anything serious this season. Why do you think I said to you, look, I will shut up until the end of the window, because I didn't want to put myself on the emotional roller coaster. This guy's coming, that guy's coming, this guy's going, this guy's staying. All I want to see is come the end of the window, I have a right back, I have a centre mid, I have a midfielder, a couple of players are gone. I don't expect us to bring all the additions we need. I hope, though. I don't expect us to get rid of everyone who needs to leave. I hope they can, though. But I'll conclude my real opinion when it's done, because I know we're still, while I share your opinion, I am panicking inside, but it's still early in the market. We don't always know what's going on and the rest of it. So it's, man. It's where it is. It's a bit mad. Yeah, no, obviously, I totally get that. This is in relation to Willian. I totally get the mental health side, but he's also an experienced athlete in his later years. He should be looking after himself. Not seeing many takers for Willian right now, to be honest, in that shape. Carl, 100%. I'm just saying the witch hunt. Like, man, don't have to be on his social medias calling man fat, this and that, and the rest of it. It's not nice. It's not needed. Away from that, 100%, bro. You've opened yourself up to criticism. Who knows? Willian might be going through some sort of, I don't want to say it, but he might be depressed, or there might be something in his family business, or there might be an injury that's caused him to put on weight, or he might actually be in shape. He's just looking fat. We don't know. Or it might be what we all believe is that my man is looking chunky. King of Diamonds sort of stuff, like I said. Big up to all my XL man them out there as well. I see a lot of you more time. You're the ones buying the content, and I mean the DG Nation branding and that, and I appreciate that. But you're right. I get the occasion you don't care. You're overindulging. You've got no desire. You're on big contract. You're playing with kids that ain't really, been in the game as long as you. Manager, you've probably been in the game longer than him as a manager and things like that. So I can understand there not being a reason to, you open yourself up for these things. You open yourself up, man. And it's not needed. Bro, if the right proposal arrives. Only Arsenal, man. You think we'll sign our? Hopefully, man. Well, for me, I would like to let him go out on loan, because I still think he could have a future here. But it might be one man have to leave permanently, innit? Grow as a person. We got the Turkey people locked in from Turkey. Appreciate that. All the Turkish people out there, appreciate it. DG Nation every day. And next country showing love. I appreciate that, man. Bro, I said it. I'm on to Edu. I have to discount a bit, because if the money's not coming, you can see the trickle effect and how it doesn't help us. But yeah, I'm on to Edu, man. You got to earn your chops this season. Earn your chops. Earn your chops, because our target should have been wrapped up, or we're knowing what we're going for. If we can't get this one, we're going for that one. And I hope they have, because it's almost been too quiet. But I don't even think Watford, it'd be lovely for Willian to go Watford, but I don't think it's going to happen, man. We'll have to see, man. To be fair with you, I really don't like the notion. I don't like the notion how just because someone's earning millions and well off that they can't be depressed, that there's no problems. You know, I sympathize with anyone that has to live off universal credit. Obviously, if you have more money and you're financially free, yeah, you don't have the stresses in that, you know, my bill's not getting paid, my kids not eating and all of those sort of things, but you can still have stress. Why do you think you see a lot of these stockbrokers depressed, top themselves and things like that? It's very naive and just quite frankly stupid, really, man, to suggest that, you know, it doesn't matter if you've got £1 or $1 million, you can still go, you're still human. You know, everybody, that's the thing with life. Everybody looks at a next man's situation and saying what you got to be upset about. And that's actually something where in the black community, again, I'm going off topic, can be doing a lot better, because I'm sure a lot of you that are my age, younger or older, you know, you've heard you know, you might be upset about something or feeling a certain sort of way, but whatever, you've heard stuff like, oh, why are you moaning? Why are you crying? You've got a house on, you've got a roof under your head. You've got food on in your belly. You've got clothes on your back. Let's be a bit more sensible. You know, DG Nation, one thing I love is that you lot are sensible. You think out of the box. But listen, let's not be stupid, innit? Life's too short for that. Anyways, moving on to more logical stuff, man. You know, all right, also in relation to Willian as well, I would say as well, folks. Well, not Willian, Arteta. My Snapchat reminded me of something. You know, when you get them memories on Snapchat, I must have uploaded something in relation to Arteta. This was how he spoke prior, people. Yeah, I don't remember the content. Like, you can only see that in it. That's all you get on Snap. I don't remember why the other context and things. Shout to Zed, one of them accounts that does great work with the youth, with not just youth news or all their news and that. But if Arteta, I assume this is in relation to transfers. He said, if I do want to invest and risk and then I don't reach it, what happens? So at some stage, you have to make a decision whether I want to make that gap closer and go for it or stay where I am. You have seen many good examples of teams that have done it, in brackets, risks, and they've come back to their habit of being in the Champions League. Whilst I'm sitting in this chair, I am not, because that's the only thing that I think of this football club, and in brackets, stop seeing Arsenal as a Champions League club. So this is what I meant by, I don't know what's happened, but I've seen a shift in how Arteta speaks. You know, there's been for me, there's been a mad, 1 second, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. I'm just making a timestamp. And this is what I mean by how he speaks, because now you listen to Arteta now, it's a bit more. It's a bit more of their media replies. It's a bit more status quo. It's a bit more basic answers. He sends you around the houses and through the mazes and things. I don't know what's happened, because he used to speak directly like that. If we don't invest, this isn't going to happen. We need this to go there. So I don't know what's changed in that regards. And that's what concerns me. I think a lot has changed for me between us winning that FA Cup and that summer. A lot changed with Pepe, with Aubameyang, with what I've said now. I just think a lot has changed. A lot changed, man. Not having preseason, having preseason. Just think a lot has changed. And again, you speak to him now, he's going to say things like, well, not speak to him, but you get the point. We're trying, we like this guy, we like that guy, we like the third, we want to do this, we want to do that, we're working hard, we're this and that. You know, I don't know what's changed, man. Has he come into the club on a rebel thing and then he's kind of been ostracized and he's fallen into the regime and he said, you know what? Cool. I've got a good opportunity here, in the sense of, any other club, I get sacked. Any other gaffer, any other manager, there's many of reasons for why, we all know there's variables you can't blame Arteta for, but things Arteta can control. Before you talk about Kroenke and they're doing things, there's many reasons to sack Arteta just based on what he has done specifically, right? Maybe he's relished that, I'm a novice manager. There's not really any pressure on me beyond what the footballing world, maybe not necessarily the club, you've won an FA Cup and you've done things, but for your first job, you've dealt with a lot, but you're also getting a lot of responsibility that people that were more senior in Emre's case, get away with. So has it changed? Has he realized, what, I'm going to do this puppet thing because I've got a good opportunity here. They've made me manager, not head coach anymore. I'm getting my feet under the door. I don't know. A lot can change for me if come Christmas, things are going mad. But if you remember when Emre was messing around, it took a lot to sack Emre. When Emre should have been sacked and it looked like that, we tried to give him a new deal, and it was only, obviously, you saw what happened towards the end. So I just feel something has changed with Mikel Arteta. I don't know what, but it just feels like something has changed. Hit the like button if you haven't already, folks. Make sure you're subscribed to me on Twitch, Deluded Gooner. It's not even Deluded Gooner 187 now. It's easier for you lot. We're at Where are we at now? We're at 270 likes. Keep running that up, people. I'm very appreciative of such people. 30 more people hit that like button. And I know not all of you have hit that like button. You know, a lot of you are talking about transfers. Arsenal are not making any significant transfers unless you hit that like button. You know, your internet's going to cut out. Your bills are going to get high. You're going to walk in on your gal getting pressed and cheating. Your man's going to cheat on you. If you don't hit the like button, hella bad fortune is due your way. So, yeah, man. Why would no one check him on that, though? Why are people scared to address the things that hurt? Are you talking about Willian, bro? I mean, Arteta. Because if you're real and you're not ridiculously positive, you're not going to get to work for the club. You're not going to get to work for the club, you know? You're not going to get to be honest. That's why you only see weird youths working for the club. They don't appreciate honesty, man. Love for the super chat, man. Man said, I'm sorry, DG, but it's unacceptable to be a professional athlete and have a pair of titties. I don't want to hear the excuse of mental health, etc., etc. I appreciate your super chat. I agree with what you said about there's no excuse to not be physical in shape, but you know, we don't know what's going through somebody's mind, man. We can never disregard mental health. You know, there's been a lot of times I've sat in this spot 9 times out of 10 and my head has been elsewhere. I don't want to be talking about Arsenal. So I think we've got to be a bit sensible, man. You know, two truths can live in the same realm. You know, we've got to just not draw out someone unnecessary, but at the same time, allow it, man. Bro, trust me, I appreciate that, my guy, regardless, man. Love for that one. Moving away from that. TB has said, people be angry that we lost our preseason game, but people need to understand preseason is about fitness and tactics. I mean, we got a fitness workout. Didn't see much with tactics. You're not going to see much in tactics with the squad that he played because that's not going to be your 11. Plus, in 03-04, we lost to Peterborough and drew to Barnet and SC Rising. And again, I guess you're kind of, you know, you really think we're going to go do the Invincibles? I agree with the first sentence, TP, but we don't need to overdo it and do what Arsenal fans do in that we find some similarities with a once winning club. You know, we're not going to do the Invincibles. You know, we can't write off the team. I think as long as you're considering, like you said, it's about fitness, it's about this, it's about that. You're considering them variables there. And you're then on top of that, you're just having your opinion, fair play. But, you know, I don't agree with that because that's where Arsenal fans have, you know, people either just have their heads in negative land or just have their on some hippie crack and they're just in happy land. I think Arsenal fans struggle to look at the medium of things. So, yeah, man, I hope it goes on to do that. But, yeah, man. People don't understand footballers are human first and foremost. They just see them as an object. So they're never going to get that, you know. So it is what it is. Moving away from that, though, folks. Well, I say moving away from that. What is the next video? I think I was meant to speak about Joe Willock and all them things in the next live stream. So I'm not going to purposely not speak about that now. And you actually see. Oh, no, it's actually this one. So, yeah, we'll cover that real quick, folks. Where is the Joe Willock stuff? Where is it now? Now, let me set the timestamp. Joe Willock, what's the time? Make sure you've hit that like button and you set your reminders for the next watch along, people. Hopefully, Lokonga is officially confirmed. Ain't worried about nothing. He's worried about something. He said almost 300 likes, almost 500 of us in here. Smash the like button for Broski. Please make sure you smash the like button. And some of them are doing me dirty, man. I don't know, my guy, why it's so hard for Arsenal to sign players. If I did, I'll try and fix it myself, but I don't know, man. But in relation to Joe Willock to Newcastle on loan, we spoke about it yesterday. Should I stay or should I go? We didn't know what was happening with him. You know, Arteta saying one thing, he's saying the other. And I don't want to go over the same things because I said it last night. It could be a case of taking Arteta's words at face value, but it also could be a thing of he's saying that because there's movement happening with Joe Willock and he's hardly going to come out and say things that could, you know, throw a spanner in the deal or whatever. We all know it's a game of plans and all of those sort of things. Joe Willock tells Arsenal he wants Newcastle returners. Gunners open to 15 million transfer. Joe Willock is reportedly keen to rejoin Newcastle if he leaves Arsenal again this summer. Arsenal have reportedly told Willock that he is free to pick his own destination next season, as he won't be promised regular playing time at the Emirates. The 21-year-old midfielder supposedly wants to return to Newcastle on loan for the upcoming season. To be fair with you, surely you've got to commit him to a new contract, because he'd only have a year left if he is going to return there. Well, return to Arsenal next season after a second loan spell at Newcastle, which obviously, if you want to sell him, that's great, but then you never know what variables can change. You always want to be in a position of strength, and our hands might be tied there. As you lot know, he made 14 appearances for the Magpies, and he scored 8 goals, and a couple of them were starts. He did get dropped to the bench, so he can do his own thing, people. 15 million, that's a bit dead. Talks between Newcastle and Arsenal have begun. You know, you probably want about double that. Newcastle and before I carry on, you're gonna accept 50 million for a 21-year-old, whether he excels or not. They're gonna make their bread. Don't make it easier for them, because if we try to buy a player off Newcastle, remember when we tried to buy what's that midfielder, man? The French guy, Cabaye, or whatever his name is. I'm sure that was his name. They didn't make it easy for us. Talks between Newcastle and Arsenal have begun about another loan deal, and the Gunners are keen to include a 15 million obligation to buy clause in any contract. Mike Ashley is unwilling to approve any major signings this season, as the club finances have been affected. I mean, you can put an option to buy for 30 mil or obligation to buy for 30 mil and send him on loan. Don't give them no 30 mil option. Obviously, Newcastle they're of the subject of potentially being taken over, so there is that in that regards to consider as well. But then it's all confusing. Arsenal's Joe Willock set for second Newcastle loan, as Bruce also eyes Chelsea youngster Conor Gallagher. As you can see here, Joe Willock is again closing in on Newcastle, folks. He did what he needed to do. He equaled Alan Shearer's long-standing record. According to the Telegraph, Arsenal are fearful of letting Willock leave on a permanent deal and have therefore agreed to let him join Newcastle on a season-long loan. So this is different. 1 minute there's a loan with an obligation to buy. The next minute is this. The youngster is expected to sign a new long-term contract before he departs to protect his value, and Arteta has already okayed Willock's departure. I don't mind that, because he could still, in theory, be part of long-term what we could do. In theory, if we sell him and he has a good second season at Newcastle, full season now, so we get to see really what you're about, you could sell him, or he can show his levels. And it's a position of strength. You know, we tried to offer a new deal to Eddie. He said no. Nelson, I'm not sure what's going to happen in that regard. So both reports we've just read seem to agree that he's going to Newcastle on loan. Certain man said obligation to buy. Certain, you can see none of such here so far. Arteta does not intend to use Willock regularly next season, and has agreed with both the player and his advisors that a loan move and regular game time would suit all parties. As you lot remember, he trained very well yesterday, but we didn't want to risk him. Joe is part of our plans. He's our player. And in the time that he is here, we'll try to make the most out of him. He's had a great experience on loan. I think he was one of the most important players for their survival. So that's that. That's that one. That's that one. If we look at the Shields Gazette, which I assume is primarily a new, well, it has to be out of Newcastle, isn't it? But yeah, man, Newcastle do Joe Willock deal groundwork, a swift progress hoped for Arsenal man's return. The Gazette understands all parties are keen for a deal to be struck prior to the Gunners' pre-season tour to America, due in no small part to the travel complications that may pose. Arsenal face Inter Miami in the Florida Cup on Saturday, 25th of July. Moving away from that, it's understood flight spots have been provisionally booked by the Magpies, with the hope Willock with his family and representatives will be on board to seal the deal in the Northeast. Okay, so that's that. Instead, it is hoped Willock will be on T-side, becoming a United player and Steve Bruce's first sign of the season. It is not known whether the deal will have an option or obligation to buy the player next season, providing a sensational... Willock proved a sensational signing for the Magpies in January, netting 8 goals in 14 starts, including 7 in 7 at the end of the 21 campaign. Obviously, go and get your game time, go and do your thing. I still think I'm not trying to belittle Joe Willock's loan spell, because he's done what a lot of people haven't. His name is being talked. He's had a good loan spell. But I do think you look at people are looking at it with rose tints. You know, he hasn't always started. He hasn't, he come off the bench against Newcastle. There's been times he's been dropped. He has shown his quality 9 times out of 10, but I just think people are looking at it with rose tints. I don't think we've actually learned a lot about Joe Willock on the ball. You know, we know off the ball he mucks in. On the ball is what's been the issue at Arsenal. And maybe it's just a thing where he's better in another team, or he just needs a bit of development. I don't know, people, but like I said, for me, I'm open to everything with Joel. Staying at the club, leaving permanently, going on loan. If he's going out on loan, I hope a midfielder or two arrives. I hope he signs a new deal just to protect our resale value. And then obviously, if he has a solid season again, that might prove to Arteta and Arsenal, or even fans that don't believe he's got a job to do here. Or equally, it could put him in the shop window. People could say, you know what? He's had 1 season and a half now showing his quality. He's 21, 22 at the time next season. Let's give Arsenal the 30 million, 40 million, whatever they want. And for him, you say you want to get called up for the England squad, you got to play regular football. Do I think Joe Willock is going World Cup next year? No chance. But you never know. Wild cards might happen under Gareth Southgate. So go and play football, and you never know what could happen. Or you might just simply get a call up in the qualifiers and friendlies and all of those sort of things. So it is what it is. Hit the like button if you haven't already, folks. Moving away from that, I think I'll save a couple of these. You know, you'll be saved. You know, we'll speak about Tierney later, man. We'll speak about that in the next live stream. What are you lot saying as well, though, people? Big up everybody locked in. I appreciate you guys. Morning, DG. Surely we can all see that Arteta is a yes man for the Kronk. He's difficult because I think on some hands, without a doubt, a yes man. On the other hand, he might be kind of crippled sort of thing from speaking. Oh, man. Derek, man. I love you, man, but you got away with words. The time he's here. Please give us Joe Willock. We are screwed without him. Shout out to Steve. Do you think Martinelli will play a lot next season? By God's grace, man. And again, there's always that as well, you know. That's why I said we can't draw too many conclusions, because suddenly, if he goes to Newcastle and he stinks up the place, man are gonna say, "Oh, what's going on there? What's going on with Joe Willock now?" Sometimes it's best to just sell a man when they're in form. I'm not saying to sell him. I'm just giving you all the variables. S has put a fantastic point. That's the thing. That's what I was saying. Where potentially there's never been a better time to attempt to sell Lacazette, to sell El Nene, who you've tried to flog for 2-3 seasons, to sell Callum Chambers. I think Callum Chambers should stay and be part of the squad, but we spent 15-60 million on him. He's improved, but has he become a first teamer? Could we take that 15-16, add that to a kitty to do something else? El Nene, you might just let him run down his deal, but he could be sold. Lacazette, you're not making your 50 back, you know. You might get your 25 now because he's had a decent season. I don't know that, but sometimes you're right. Sometimes you just gotta just do it. You can't always keep someone because what happens now? Sometimes you just got to do it. I fully agree with you 100%. 15 million though, even by Arsenal standards, we're shagging ourselves, bro. You know, you can't sell Iwobi for 28 to all the way to 40 million with all them variables and let Joe Willock go for this. Like, you can't, man. Please have some common sense. But I don't know, man. That's that. Really. Big up everybody locked in, man. Please make sure you're supporting the thing on Twitch. You're supporting everything we're doing here, man. I appreciate everything. What happened here? I think I've deleted something, people. I can't even lie, man. I think I've just butchered the timestamps. Joe Willock. 109. You know what? I don't even know. So I'm just gonna say, you know what, to 121. Bit of a Mazzolini in that regards. Maybe, man. He'll never be worth more than now. Time to cash in. But with half of these guys at a crossroads, and that's what I'm saying, bro, where we need to like the vid people, where we just need to make decisions, you know. Some of these guys, 500 odd of you locked in, please hit the like button. Some of these guys, we might look at them and say we shouldn't have sold them or we shouldn't have kept him, but we don't make a decision. We're almost half and half. It's like if a building's burning and for some reason you have to jump in a swimming pool to swim to the other side of safety, you know, and you're scared and you're like, I gotta stay on the land because I'm scared if I get in the pool, I'm gonna get wet. You're not doing either. You're not saving anyone. You're not helping anyone, even yourself. So you've got to make a decision. And it just seems like we always do it. You know, Maitland-Niles on his way out until he done a little thing in the community shield. I'm not saying sometimes that can save you. Sometimes that's what you need. But it's like we never make a decision. It's like you never really know how we feel about a player. We're just winging it. And unless they do something like Saka or Smith Rowe, even Smith Rowe, prior to that December, he was probably in that boat with Joe Willock and them man there that could have went out on loan and did all of these sort of things. You know, it is what it is. It's a difficult one, man. If we sell him for 20 and have a buyback clause or sell-on clause, and if he smashes it, we can make more money. I don't think I think the buyback clause is dream chasing. I think the sell-on clause is probably more realistic. You must be able to bag 25, man. Let's just take a 25 million, man. 30. I said 25 at the start. You lot pushed this 30 million on me, and I started to believe it. So yeah, man. Interesting comments all the way, man. Opinions on Goldbridge, but I don't know Donny from nowhere, so I don't have an opinion on him, bro. Like, man, no disrespect to you, but I always hate them sort of things there. I don't know about no other YouTubers, anything going on, what they're doing. We're just here to talk about football, do my thing. I'm not here for the gossip. Allow me with all of that, man. Man's a big man out here, bro. Man's 26 to be talking about what other people are doing or opinions on them. Ask the galley them thing there, man. Indecisive FC is the best way to put it. You're 100% spot on, bang on, 100%, Cam. You're bang on the money with that. But I can't lie to you lot, people. It's 12:30. We've been here for an hour and a half. I'm going to be back later. Once again, I apologize for cocking it up for you lot. You know, I messed it up. I messed up. I have to hold my hands up. Hit the like button if you haven't. I'll be back again at 3. So in 2 hours, you know, I'm going to stop off on Rance's channel. Make sure you're there supporting the thing with Matisse. And then I'll be back again, people. Now, probably have to change up a lot of that. But I'm DG. We make something happen, man. We spoke about Joe Willock. You know, in fact, the title, we'll speak of that something else. The title probably stay the same, man. I can't even cap to you lot. We'll remix it. We'll make something happen, man. You know me. I always turn water into wine. Let me stop. I'm not trying to say I'm Jesus or anything. I just felt it was a wavy thing to say, people. So yeah, I'll be back again. Big up to everyone here. Please make sure you're hitting the like button on this one, and you're subscribed on Twitch. DG Deluded Gooner. I'd say 187. I might ask them for the 187 back, but yeah, man, support on Twitch. Let's get in the habit of doing up that one, people. It's not later. Tomorrow, broski. Tomorrow, broski. Tomorrow, broski. Members, please make sure you're getting your questions in. Obviously, subscribers and that, you're welcome to the thing, but it's a Q&A specific for the members. So make sure you get all your questions and all of those sort of things in. I'll see you lot later, man. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and the rest of it. And yeah, man, it's been a fantastic 1 hour 25:42 with you lot so far. You know, hopefully we see some more signings. Hopefully Lokonga can officially be announced. Hopefully there's some more transfer rumors and things. You know, I appreciate everyone who, you know, was able to, you know, turn this into a better live stream than it could have been. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, ease on it, bro. Ease on it, man. Do you know what? Who said that? Who said that in a? It might have been 50 Cent. I was listening to the song earlier. Can't remember the song name. He said that, and I thought, you know what? Let's go with that, man. Smith Rowe out. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I think Smith Rowe's using you, man, for a contract. Trust me, we're here to do our thing, Paul, man. Okay, shout out to all the YouTubers, you know, that do their thing and things, but man's not here for gossip, bro. Like, come on now. Anyways, people, let me get out of here, man. It's been appreciative. Obviously, let me leave you with a bit of magic. Against this right back, Charlie.